The secret to muscle ups are not what you think. Today, I'm gonna break down the 3 muscle ups we're gonna see in CrossFit and teach you how to do all of them without the extra fluff. Up first, we have the bar muscle up. It's the staple of the CrossFit muscle ups, the basics. Here are 2 terms that we're gonna hear a lot today. We have our hollow position, which is our head behind our arms, feet out in front, arms out in front. And then next we have our arch position, head in front of the window, arms behind us, toes pointed back. The kip swing. We're gonna practice jumping just to that hollow position. So core nice and tight, jumping feet forward, arms forward. And once I get comfortable being in that hollow position, I'm gonna allow my head to come through that window, feet back, and move myself into the arch position. Now, we need to train that muscle memory. Grab that PVC pipe. You're gonna want to keep our arms nice and straight. We're gonna shimmy ourselves down to that hollow position. And we're gonna pull that bar straight down. Arms nice and straight. And I wanna do about 3 sets. When it comes to bar muscle ups, I don't want us to think about pulling to the bar. I wanna think about us pulling around the bar to get on top of it. It's really hard to be from a dead hang underneath to then pulling ourselves up and over. We're gonna struggle to fight that. So we talked about the pull of the straight arms to our hips. Now let's go out and practice it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a jump to kip swing, and we're gonna just press straight arms down on that pull-up bar to pull our hips to the bar. And I'm pulling my hips to the bar. I'm not pulling myself over the bar. Next, we're gonna practice that transition of going up and around that bar. We're gonna add a bench to help us out. We're still starting in our hollow position, so feet out forward. We're gonna go through the entire range of motion. So arch, back to hollow, and we're just pressing, jumping at first. Now, we're gonna use this bench to help us to propel our motion up and over that bar, still keeping that full kip swing. What I'm not doing is just standing on that bench and jumping straight up and down, not moving through that range of motion. That's just the pulling ourselves over the bar. We need to pull ourselves around that bar. Now, some people are lucky. They can go straight from this drill right into getting a bar muscle up. For the other of us, we need to feel that full range of motion without a bench to help us. So we're gonna grab 2 bands. I'm gonna speed run this. Let's show you how to set it up. We're gonna loop 1 band through that bar, leave some space, loop another band through here. These bands are gonna be crisscrossed. Stepping down on it, opposite band to my opposite foot. My head is gonna go in between this window, and this is gonna act as some assistance so I can still go through my full range of motion and get those bar muscle ups. Finally, it's our time to attempt this bar muscle up. Once my hips are over that height of the bar, I'm gonna try to throw my hat to get over that bar. Take your step back, big jump, and we're gonna throw that hat. That's how you get the bar muscle. Next, let's go over kipping ring muscle ups. Ring muscle ups are built on the ground. They're not built on the high rings. What we need to work on to start is getting in the positions that we're gonna be in. So first things first, we're gonna jump up and we're gonna have to be able to support ourselves. My rings are right next to my side and I'm in a moderate version of that hollow hold. Next, there is not a single person on earth that's done a ring muscle up and caught in that upright position. We're gonna need to focus on being comfortable in that extremely low dip position. So here, feet up, rings tight, and I'm down deep in that ring. How do we get from below the rings to above the rings? We're gonna practice it on the ground. I'm gonna grab my rings. I'm gonna stand right underneath them. I want us to look at my feet right now. I'm gonna lean forward to my toes, and I'm gonna stay on my toes, but I'm gonna fall back so I'm underneath my rings. I am not just falling back and on my heels. I get to the position where I'm gonna be underneath the rings, dip to my toes. I'm going to pull my knuckles to my chest and practice going through this range of motion. Once I get comfortable with the knuckles to chest, I'm gonna practice sitting over the top of the ring. So I'm gonna pull my knuckles to my chest and I'm gonna sit on top of that ring in that low dip position. So I'm here, knuckles to chest, and sitting in this extremely low dip position. That's all I'm doing, is moving through this range of motion. What I'm not doing is going here and jumping up and getting all excited. These high straps are extensions of my arms. So in the ring muscle up, we took 1 big step back to go into them. Rings is the exact opposite. We want to be in rhythm with this pull-up bar up here. And what we're gonna practice now is going that hollow to arch position. And arch. And we're keeping our core nice and tight, practicing swinging on those high rings. Back to the low ring. You're gonna loop a band through that ring. You're gonna place the band underneath our butt and then back over that ring. You're just gonna place your hand on top of it. This is gonna allow us to get into that position where we're underneath those rings, and we're gonna practice that pull to our chest. Feet are off the ground, and we're practicing catching in that dip position there. Do a bunch of sets, practicing that pull to our chest and sitting over the top. It's absolutely crucial that we master this, and that's how we get our ring muscle ups. This is the only drill you need to get a ring muscle up. So what we're gonna do when we're learning this ring muscle up, I'm gonna go to that low ring set up. I'm gonna set it up. Practice catching in that dip and pressing out. I'm gonna walk over to my high rings. I'm gonna take a second, shake it out. I'm gonna stand directly underneath my rings. I'm gonna jump to that hollow position. We're gonna keep our core nice and tight. I'm gonna snap to my arch, and then I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna pull to my chest and sit over top and be ready to catch in that low, tight dip position. Everyone's first rep is the ugliest thing in the world. Jump up. And I'm in this dip position here. Just like I was down there, pressing out. We need to use that low ring drill to practice to getting that. But the biggest thing we don't wanna do in our reps to get super sloppy. Our ugly rep is if our legs are flying all the way around. All right, finally, we have the strict ring muscle up, the hardest variation of all three. What we're gonna have to do to learn the strict ring muscle up is learn what we call false grip. False grip, you're gonna take that ring, you're gonna karate chop it in half. Our wrist is gonna be sitting on top of the rings. I'm gonna pull my thumbs around it, and my wrists are fully inside of those rings. It's gonna be uncomfortable to sit in, but we're gonna still practice doing that toes forward, and we're gonna pull to our chest with our hands on top of the ring. The reason why false grip is important. When we're hanging underneath those rings, we need to allow ourselves to pull to our chest and then be able to start pressing out of that pull once we get to that certain height. Whereas if we were straight underneath it, we would have to let go of our hand to get ourselves over the top of the rings to start pressing out. So that's why we're gonna practice that false grip. First thing, grab those rings. We're just gonna pull to our chest with some false grip ring rows. Go about 3 to 4 sets. Do that till you feel comfortable pulling on those rings. Now, if we're comfortable, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a box so that we can get our false grip set and not have to worry about jumping up and getting it. Next, we're just gonna work on some false grip pulls and pull-ups. Next, we're gonna utilize negatives. Negatives are gonna allow us to build the strength needed for the movement without being able to do the actual movement going up. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use a box, we're gonna do a kipping ring muscle up, whatever we need to do to get on top of the rings, and you're gonna go down as slow as you can through that range of motion and through that transition. Again, 3 sets, 3 to 4 reps. Practicing that negative a few times a week is what's gonna allow us to ultimately get that ring muscle up. Grab your box, grab your band now. You're gonna do a banded ring muscle up. Make sure your false grip is set. The most important thing here is we pull to our chest and slight turn over to get into that dip position. We're here, get comfortable in that dip, press out. It's time to go for that strict ring muscle up. Keep the box. The box allows us to get into that false grip position and not have to worry about jumping up, fiddling with the hands, and wasting energy that way. Get into that false grip. There's the 3 kinds of muscle ups we have in CrossFit. Let me know what video you guys want me to do next.